Welcome everybody, I'm Lizzie Brooks and this is where muscle meets mindful. So today is a flow for shy people. So yoga for shy people is something that is actually, people Google search and YouTube search that a lot. And I find that very, very interesting. And I think it's a lot of times because yoga can be off-putting, especially in a public setting. So a couple of things. One is if you are shy, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with you. So if you are shy, we don't need to change that today. Especially if shy is working for you and you really like being a little more on the shy side or a little more introverted. And this is more for people who are searching to get out of their shell a little bit, to feel a little more comfortable, to be slightly more extroverted, or to be in situations where they feel that they can open up a little bit more and give and receive a little bit more easily. So we'll do some work for that particular thing today. And then also I want to point out too that I wasn't always finding it easy to be in front of crowds and on camera and doing this kind of stuff. So a lot of it is just practice. And I still have times when I feel really shy and really introverted. And the first time I ever taught yoga, I was shaking. I was like, ooh, I had jazz hands on accident. So even people who kind of have a proclivity to be a little more extroverted and a little less shy, we all have our moments. So come on and join me and let's meet in a child's pose, please. So if you want to pad your knees, feel free to do that. I'm going to take my toes together, knees wide. If you like your knees together, go ahead and do that. Reach your arms in front of you, lengthen your spine back. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. Inhale, rise up to all fours, and then just start to move your body a little forward and back in space. So I want you to be willing, especially if you're at home, especially if you're alone, that you can just test things out, and don't be afraid of your own voice or your sounds you make or the movements that you make. Nothing has to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. And then from here, shift shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. Tuck your toes under, stretch back, open the arches of the feet. So sometimes we can hold tension even in the toes and the arches of the feet. Let's get some of that out. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale to all fours. And exhale, downward facing dog. So we didn't do our centering to start. We're actually going to do that differently. We're not going to do it in seated today. We're going to do it in a standing position for a reason, okay? So we're really going to find our roots and find our alignment and stand up tall for ourselves. So just pedal out your knees, one and then the other, opening the spine, opening the back of the legs, rooting your palms, putting a nice seal down through the fingertips here. It's like as if you had paint on your hands and you're putting your handprint down. You were here, right? Set your mark. And then any amount, just start to, with bent knees, walk your feet up to your hands, fold a little bit here, bend the knees any amount. Inhale, rise halfway up. Exhale, fold. Now bend your knees, round your spine, let your head and arms dangle, draw your organs towards your spine. This should be work. And roll one vertebra at a time all the way up. Keep the knees bent quite a long time. And then as the chest starts to come up, shoulders will bloom back and chest and head come up. Deep breath in and sigh and shake that off. So sometimes just the sighing and the shaking it off and letting it go reminds us like we're not robots. We can let some of that go. Sometimes I have tension in my jaw or in my face or my neck or shoulders and I don't even realize it's there. So just let that go for a moment. And here we are, we're coming into our mountain pose. So for this one, take your feet at least sitting bone distance apart instead of together. I want you to not feel like you're wobbling, but that you're really grounded. And you can even go wider here if you want in your stance. And bring your hands to your heart center. If balance allows for it, close your eyes. So feel safe. Find your breath. Find the body in space. And just go through and recognize if there are any joints that are holding, or you're hyperextending your knees, or again, that jaw or the muscles around the eyes. Let that go. And we're going to set the intention with the eyes open. So first we're just closing in, feeling for ourselves in space, and now open the eyes. And with me, find your deepest sense of self, and then physically your alignment, head over shoulders, over pelvis, over feet. So really ground down and feel that you have a place on the earth where you're stable. And whatever it is, whatever brought you here, just state that either out loud or internally. Maybe it's that you are looking to be more extroverted, or you want to voice your opinions more, or you want to feel more relaxed in a setting with a lot of people, or maybe you want to be a better public speaker. Any of these things. So just finding that and setting your intention to be open towards that. Inhale fully and sigh out. Shake that all off again. And again, just to loosen up a little bit, we're just gonna take the arms and swing around. So really lackadaisical, not a care in the world. So let your opposite heel lift as you swing around. Let the arms be really free. So there's centrifugal force here happening. You'll feel the blood flow start go to the end circulation, the fingertips here. And then pause. Root down through the feet. Inhale, reach up, open your chest. Hands touch, bring the hands together to the heart. Now we'll just do a little practice here. I want you to take your hands and cross the forearms, okay? And then from here, I want you to round in, bend the knees, round in, drop your head, and just feel the physical effects of this posture. And then roll out and up, bloom the arms out, palms up, thumbs back, shoulder blades onto the back body, tilt the sternum up, lift the gaze just a little bit without lifting the chin. Deep breath here, feel for the posture. And exhale, float the arms down and find alignment. So again, that's just a little test. Notice if we're kind of, hanging out and we're at a party and we're just like, I don't really want to do something. This physical posture of closing in, while it might make you feel a little bit more safe, it's not going to actually make you feel more extroverted. Whereas if you're, not that you're going to come into a party like, hello, I'm here, or maybe you do, and that would be fun. But if you keep that heart space a little more open, shoulders a little bit more back, then the lungs are a little bit more free, right? So freedom to speak, freedom to take deeper breaths, diaphragm can move differently, and then also that throat chakra is more open, and that's really important for our speech. So just finding that in the posture. Deep breath in. Exhale, soften out. Inhale, reach up again. Palms touch, bring your hands to your heart. Go wide with the feet into a goddess squat. So this is a really nice, strong posture. Root down through your feet. We're gonna start to feel more work and strengthen the legs here. So you wanna feel that you're grounded. Lift your toes up a little bit and then lower them down. All right, from here we're gonna go wide again. So we're working on heart chakra and throat chakra, rolling the shoulders back, plugging your thumbs back any amount without dropping the chest too far forward. And inhale, come up a little bit. Exhale, you're gonna press the hands down a little bit without taking them lower than the shoulders. Inhale, come up a little bit, palms up. Exhale, press. And that's the flow. Inhale, up a little. Exhale, press down. Active in the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, press. Now we're going to press the walls away from us here, so press out what you don't need. Now with one hand, bring that to your heart and draw in what you do need. The other arm presses out. We're going to transition the arm that's pressing out to in front of us, so pressing away anything you don't need. So protection, knowing that you're strong in your heart. Finding your breath, working the legs. And then release that, shake that out. Press again, press. Opposite hand comes to your heart. Protection in, sealing in what you need, what you know is working. Transition the other arm forward, press away what isn't serving you. Breathing, and then shake that out. Reach the arms up. I haven't forgotten that we're in this goddess squat, neither have you, I'm sure. And then from here, little lift, little lower, and then come all the way up, and straighten the legs, float the arms down, open the shoulders a few times out, back and down. So really, really good. Again, you want to open the lungs, and you also want to open the musculature and the joints that surround the lungs. Turn one set of toes out. You get to choose. You can take your fingers right into the hip crease and come down into a warrior two. So warrior two is really about strength and stability, and it's a warrior pose. So you have that strong, dedicated part of your practice where you know where you are. So let the arms float up, reach through the fingertips, gaze over your front hand. And from here, find equal amounts effort and ease. So if you're over holding or over tense in the neck, let that go, breathing. We'll take it back to peaceful warrior. Back hand can either go to the back leg or the waist. Turn your palm behind you so that upper palm faces behind you. And you can either stay in a straight line or open here. Again, opening the chest, the lungs, the heart. Throat chakra is open, but you're not sending the head back into a hang. Back to your warrior two. Straighten it all up, turn your toes forward, goddess squat. Interlace the fingers here, reach the arms up. Breathing, opening and getting even stronger and straighter in the arms if you can. Free the neck. Optional lift of the heels. Opening through the groin. Lower the heels down. Straighten everything up as the arms come down. Roll those shoulders. And then we'll come into warrior two on the opposite side, turning the toes out, back toes turn slightly, and you're roughly heel to arch alignment, pressing down through the hips so you're not way in it and tilting forward, but just maybe higher than the knee. Sacrum and low back feel okay, arms float up, gaze over the opposite fingertips here, find your strength. Be grounded and resolute. Breathe, equal parts ease and effort. Option to stay here or take it into your peaceful warrior. So trust, right, that you can find the pose that's right for you, and you don't have to go to the point of not finding your breath. So if anytime the breath leaves, ease off the posture a little bit, find the breath, because that's most important. Back to your warrior two. Straighten it all up, reach up, turn your toes forward. Exhale, hands to your heart. Last time we'll do goddess squat here. Breathing, little pulses. And then from here, we're going to let our heels make a little drum beat. So just like we put our hands down at the beginning of the practice, it's like I was here, I'm setting my mark. You want to set your mark with those heels and even hear that you're making that sound. And did I mention, this is a ton of work in my inner thighs. Like when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go, what did I do? Whew. Okay, let's come all the way up and heel toe in and shake it on out. All right, so from here, just bringing the hands to the heart, little lift of the heels, draw into the midline, lower the heels. Reach the arms to the side, bend the knees. So we're finding our strength here, much like we did in our warrior two. Then turn the palms open so we have that nice opening across the chest. We're not lifting the chin here, but still that throat chakra is nice and open. And then from here, lift it all up, bring the hands together to the heart. We're gonna do a little hop wide, so bend the knees, and we're gonna land with soft knees, hop wide. If you need to walk, walk. All right, and then from here, straighten the arms, lengthen, hey Josie girl, and reach over to one side. So we want to feel like we're not pent up and closed. And lateral stretches, they're not something we do on a regular basis just in our daily life. Inhale, reach up, and then take it over to the other side. Open that lateral side. Make sure your neck is nice and happy and healthy. Use your breathing. Find your lungs. Inhale, come all the way up. From here, wrap the arms one on top of each other, round and open the back of the heart. Unfurl, feel yourself bloom. Exhale, other arm on top, round and bend the knees, drape. Inhale, open, come all the way up. And exhale, float the arms down, roll the shoulders. Come on with me to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. You might bend your knees there. Inhale, rise halfway up. Exhale, take it back into plank, so nice and strong. Again, feeling yourself rooted and stable here. You can always put your knees down here and hold, just drawing the organs towards the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. We'll transition onto a seated position. So we're going to bring a little playfulness into this, and sometimes that's exactly what we need to get out of our kind of scared or more introverted comfort zone and into a little more extroversion. This is going to be very difficult movement to do with a puppy. All right, so here we go. We're going to see how this goes. Let me get her a little something here since she is eating my microphone thing. Oh boy, this is what I'm talking about. Real professional. Let's give her a bone. Look, Josie girl, look. All right, come down onto your mat. Bring your hands below the kneecaps. Round your spine like a ball. Inhale, roll back. And as you exhale, just roll on up. When you get to the top, open your heart. Let's do that again. Round the spine. Roll back. Exhale, roll up. And open your heart. One more time, round the spine, and exhale, whoop, roll up. Now when you get to the top, see if you cannot let your feet touch the floor. So we're gonna do that again. It's gonna take a little more abdominal work. Use a forceful exhalation to draw the abdominal wall back towards the spine. From here, roll back, inhale, exhale, come up. Don't let those feet touch, open your heart. We'll transition this to a boat pose or half boat. So you can draw your hands underneath the legs, roll the shoulders back, breathe here, or reach the arms out, non-nervous jazz hands, whatever you want to do. Maybe extend a little bit more and draw it back in. Josie is really into yoga today. Hi, I know you got your bone. Come to feet in front of you. Actually, let's go to a seated position so we can open the hips a little bit more. And take the fingertips back, heart forward, fingers back, thumbs forward, roll the shoulders back and lift the sternum. So here what I don't want you to do is, again, lead with that chin, but rather lead with the heart, broaden. And only now, if you feel that whole back bend is intact, then maybe send the head up or back any amount. And unwind back to the center. And then shake that all out. So I was going to do a little bit more of the practice, but I think we are going to see what's happening in the world today with Josie and change accordingly. So again, being shy isn't a bad thing, but if you do want to open up a little bit more, getting a little bit more into the lungs, opening, changing our posture, opening that throat chakra a little bit is really, really helpful. And just opening your mind. Understand that no one is perfect. Be willing to celebrate your flaws. Obviously, all of the flaws of this puppy being a little insane in my video are going to stay. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks so much for showing up. Ask me any questions in the comments and please subscribe. Namaste, everyone. Josie girl, you're so silly. You're so